revisiting my dreams with the king.
Yo, good people. Once again, it is great to be back with you. We did take a short hiatus last week. It was election day here in Tennessee, so I'm glad to be back with you. But welcome, family, to another episode of The Ride, a journey towards your dreams. I'm your host, Johnny King III, a.k.a. Still Chill Leroy, and this is the Revisit Your Dreams podcast show, exclusively on the Revisit Your Dreams channel, right here at youtube.com. We have extended season 4. Normally, there's 12 episodes in each season, but we've extended beyond those 12 episodes because we got some exciting artisans to present to you. This season, we're celebrating, honoring, highlighting, and featuring artists and creatives who are on a journey to greatness in their professions. As always, you know we got a great show and a great guest to present to you today. But like always, we want to remind you of what we're doing here at Revisit Your Dreams. Here at Revisit Your Dreams, we provide inspiration, motivation, encouragement. We explore real life stories of trial, error, and success, and maybe even provide a few laughs along the way. Welcome again to season 4 of the podcast. There's a lot going on in the world. You could be anywhere doing anything, but we thank you for being here with us today and spending the time. My very special guest today is a native of Nashville, Tennessee, a talented natural hairstylist and entrepreneur. As the owner of her own salon, A Swage Hair and Body, located in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, she has been the go-to stylist for many women, including numerous celebrity clients. She is a 2007 graduate of the University of Tennessee, Chattanooga, and in 2009 earned her hair and cosmetology degree license from Miller Mott College. She is an author and a hair care educator, a 2-time award-winning hairstylist and product chemist with her own personally designed hair care product line. She moonlights as an actress with a role on ABC 911 Nashville and has made appearances on multiple local and national news broadcast and podcast platforms. Her work has appeared in numerous magazine publications, on national hair show stages, on the CMA Awards red carpet, and she has been prominently marketed within the local Nashville community. She's an active and purpose-driven creative, using her gifts and talents to inspire many women around the country. Her extensive experience in the natural hair care industry has women of all ages and desired hairstyles seeking her guidance and services. Please welcome to the show, making her first appearance on The Ride, a uniquely talented hairstylist and inspiring entrepreneur, our very special guest, Crystle Jones-Bond. Welcome to the show.
Hello, everybody. How are you?
All right. Thank you for being here, Crystle. I'm looking forward to this, but I like to start off each episode by letting the audience know how I know each guest. Well, I believe I heard her name, in social conversations in the local media long before I ever met her, but I recently met her within the last month at a local leadership workshop where I had the pleasure of speaking to an intimate room of current and future leaders, her being one of those leaders as well. Ms. Crystle Jones-Bond attended there, was one of the attendees and speakers at the event, and it led us to this moment. I was happy to finally meet her and meet you, and lightly converse with her about her hair salon and how I would love to invite her onto the show as a guest. She gladly accepted, and I'm so glad to have her here. Crystle, do you have any comments or feedback regarding my opening statements?
I only have one correction. I am a hairstylist behind the scenes on 911. I don't get to act. You wouldn't want to see that, but I'm probably the worst actress you've ever seen in your life. But I get to be on set from time to time to do, some styles and stuff. So I'm proud of that.
That's awesome. So again, audience, I mentioned that she was an actor on ABC's 911 Nashville, and she clarified that she's a hairstylist for the actors and actresses that are on that show. So my apologies for that misinformation, but I'm glad we clarified that, and we're going to keep it pushing. It's still going to be a great episode nonetheless. Let's get to it. Crystle, off top. I know one of the first things that people viewing this might want to know, when you say celebrity hairstylist, what are we talking about? And maybe Who we talking about? That's totally up to you.
Well, okay, so I have done a few celebrities. They have a lot of paperwork saying who we can say and who we can't say, and so I will say
Understood.
none. However, I have done a few people in the CMA space and R&B, and so and then of course 911. So I've done a few celebrities. I'm working my way up.
That's cool. That's cool. You had to sign some NDAs, huh? Understood. Understood. I figured we might get to that point, but I thought I'd ask anyway because I know people would want to know. So, hey, when you got to sign NDAs, it's probably somebody of some note. So, it is what it is. Celebrity hairstylist. There she goes. All right. So, you own your own hair and body salon for nearly 15 years now. Tell us more about A Swage and how it came to be.
Well, let's start with it used to be called Serenity Salon, and I saw so much stuff out that said Serenity that I changed it probably, I want to say 10 years ago now, to A Swage Hair and Body. Congratulations, you actually said it right because everybody else did whatever.
I heard you say it at that leadership conference. That's the only reason why I got it right. I would have messed it up if I didn't hear you say it.
So many people have said whatever, but A Swage means calm. And that's the atmosphere we provide here. We're a natural hair salon. We use majority organic products, which is my product line. But it's like a salon suite model, but an actual salon corporation. I used to work in salon suites for 10 years. And then something told me to like branch out and figure out how I can get more stylists that would allow me to educate them and, flourish their careers and help them thrive. So I did that about 5 years ago, and we've been doing great things ever since. We've won 5 awards in natural hair care and hair care itself from various places. And so we've been on Talk of the Town to talk about hair care. We've done some really great things in the last 5 years. I blossomed out of just my little salon suite. So um, we have about 3 stylists. Um, and we're just doing our part for the community of hair. We partner with a dermatologist in order to make sure that we're doing what we can do to make sure hair is healthy. So we're very serious about healthy hair and all the things that can happen, especially in the age group we serve. Um, we're running into a lot more ladies that are going into like menopause and things, and a lot of hormones change, hair changes, and so we're here to help them navigate through that.
That's awesome. One thing that stood out to me in that response was that you worked for Salon Suites for 5 years, and then you took that, everything you learned and stacked up on it and added to it and said, I'm gonna do this on my own, and I love that so much because not enough of us think about the current position that we hold with XYZ company as a stepping stone, as a learning ground, as fertile soil to grow our own ideas and our own business. And I love that you took that and ran with it on your own. So that is so great. The front door of your salon, I noticed the business hours listed Sunday and Monday being days that the shop are closed. My mother was a beautician and hairstylist her whole career, and I remember the same days, Sundays and Mondays, was her day off. Is that customary in the hair care industry?
At the time, there was a union that was between stylists and barbers, and they all agreed to make sure that they were off on Sundays and Mondays so that there was no unnecessary competition, for lack of a better word. But the union dissolved, so it's all free game nowadays.
Yeah.
But I do say I kind of keep it old school in that way, in order to give my stylist a break, give us a break, because we pour into our clients every day, multiple times a day. we have to do a reset for ourselves. We have to take that time to take time off, do laundry, cook, prepare for the week, all the things your mom probably did.
Exactly. Have a little bit of a weekend. You know what I'm saying? And it's good that just back-to-back days. I always thought that was interesting. She would always have Sundays and Mondays off. I'm like, Mom, how come you can't be off on Saturday? How come we can't go kicking on Friday night? Mom, that's when I'm making my money.
That's right. That's right. Everybody's got to look cute for church. Back in the day, it was, we got to get everybody ready for church on Sunday. So
there it is. There it is, man. I spent a lot of times in my grandmother's house right next door because my mom was working them days.
That's right.
That's funny. All right. As we mentioned in our introduction, you are not only a stylist and an entrepreneur, but you're also a chemist.
I am.
Tell us more about what that means as it relates to what you do with natural hair.
So, as the natural hair movement started to evolve, I was sending my clients out to buy certain things that they didn't really like. And so I thought to myself, why not just try and figure out how to make a product myself? So I did some research, I took some classes, and I had partnered with a manufacturer that would formulate my product. But in 2019, my manufacturer went to big batches, which I couldn't afford. And so I had to go to night school to become a chemist myself. And I started from scratch making my own organic products. I've been doing that since 2019, but now I'm in talks with a new chemist to start that journey again, to have somebody else do it due to the fact that clearly I'm so busy.
Yeah. Yeah, what type of products are, I know they're hair care products, but what type of products are you creating?
We have all kinds. We have shampoos, conditioners, leave-in conditioners, mousses, edge control, hair butters, like oil cocktails that help with growth, help with scalp, like you name it. We probably have something close to.
That's dope. What is the name of your product line?
Classic Natural Hair Systems.
Okay. Awesome. Well, can viewers find that product online, or is there a way that they can order outside of being a client of yours?
Absolutely.
At the shop?
Absolutely. You can go to our website, www.classic-haircare.com.
Awesome. Y'all go ahead and pick that up. Y'all looking at a sister who knows what she's doing, natural hair care. She's done many women's hair, celebrity stylists. When you see some of the styles that I looked at, I've seen some of the styles that she's created. You can tell she do a little bit of everything. So I would trust in it if I needed some. Matter of fact, I do need some. You make hair care products for men?
Yes, we have a barbershop down the block from us, and they come down here and they buy their products and or send their barber to come buy their product. So yes, we have a large men population, and also wives always comment about their husbands stealing their stuff. So
that's dope. So this weekend I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be buying some products. I ran out of hair care stuff for myself. I've just been throwing a cap on for the last few weeks, so I'm gonna have to come get something.
Oh, that sounds good.
That's awesome. So classic. All right. Have your products been featured in other salons? You mentioned the guys up the street, in the same center that have a barbershop. Mm-hmm. Have your products been featured in other salons or maybe even in hair shows?
I use myself backstage, and I always get complimented on how it functions and how it works. I have had a few stylists that use my products on a regular basis. What I really would love is to get into the industry I love and give back to the industry I love by doing the hair care, like having a distributor to take my products and sell them in different areas or in different salons. So that's cool.
Yeah. As a kid, I do remember, being at the shop, my mom's shop, and my grandmother owned the salon, and my mom worked for her. And then when my grandmother passed, my mom took it over. But I do recall distributors coming into the shop often and trying to sell, different varieties of products to them for them to use on their clients. So that's very interesting. Let's move forward. You've been featured. Oh well, no. I wanted to say this though. I think it's very admirable that you are seem to be like a lifelong learner. Like you went to college at UT Chat, then you went to Miller Mott College, and then as you grew and learned through working for Salon Suites, you took that education and started your own business. And then you like, you know what? Hold up, they don't like the products I'm recommending to them. Let me learn how to create my own products. All right, now I got to figure out how to get somebody to distribute them. I think that's just dope that you never let anything slow you down from advancing your vision. And I think that's admirable. Hopefully you guys, viewers, that's inspiring to you. It's definitely inspiring to me.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
My mom was a teacher, so learning was not an option. It was like, okay, going to college, you're going to learn some more. So.
Oh yeah, she kept you moving, and then it became ingrained in you though. Now it's just part of who you are. I can see A Swage going far with that kind of mentality.
Thank you.
And you've been featured in publications on local and national broadcasts, on various social media platforms, and more. Outside of your experience on 911 Nashville, I know that you said you're behind the scenes doing hair, but outside of those, what are some of the other memorable experiences where you've been able to go behind the scenes and help those individuals, celebrities or otherwise, present themselves and present their hair in the beautiful manner that you do?
Okay, I got two. One wasn't a technically celebrity type situation. I got contracted to do a hair show. I was the creative director of a hair show. When I got my award, it was more of an introduction to being popular type of award. So they gave me the opportunity to do an avant-garde hair show. So you actually get to see some of that on my social media. And that was stretching me and making me have so much fun because that's not something I used to do it when I was in hair school. I used to love avant-garde hair, but I kind of put it down because there was nothing I saw that I could make money from it. I thought, okay, I'm gonna just go behind the chair and maybe I'll use my creativity eventually. But not to that magnitude until one of my friends asked me to do this theme photo shoot for her. And it busted into avant-garde hair. So that was one of my favorites. And then my other favorite was the first time I got to do avant-garde on red carpets, because that was just the highlight. My client got stopped by so many news publications, and they were just like, "Who did that? Who did that?" Brought me so much joy.
Yeah. I know because it's your creativity, it's your work put on the main stage. When people and walking the red carpet, they're getting stopped for a lot of variety of reasons. Usually it's because of the dress that they have on or the outfit that they have on. But for them to get stopped and the hair be the focal point, that's big feather in your cap, and that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
When you say avant-garde, I understand it, but for those who are watching that may not understand what you mean by avant-garde, can you explain that a little further?
It's futuristic hair. It's hair art. It's out of the norm that you see walking down the street. So above and beyond just regular hair.
Yeah. Okay. Are you familiar with Grace Jones?
Yes.
So would you say that some of her hairstyles or some of the tops that she wore on top of her head are avant-garde?
One of the founders of it that would rock it, and one of the people that I still look to when I'm looking for inspiration, because it doesn't really just come from out of my brain. I have to do research and look and see what I see and then put my spin on it. So yeah, I love her.
That's dope. That's dope. Yeah, yeah. I was wondering if you knew who she was. I assumed that when I looked at some of the images through in your social media, I was like, she got to know who Grace Jones is, doing all these different types of hairstyles. So that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. All right. Not only are you a celebrity hairstylist, a speaker, and an educator, but you've also authored and published a book.
I did.
Tell us more about that work.
I went to a conference probably, oh my gosh, way before COVID. And my mentor at the time was like, you should write a book. And I thought she was crazy. I was like, I'm a hairstylist, number one. Number two, I was not good in English. Science was my jam. And so I thought she was absolutely crazy, like I said. And something in me, once you talk yourself out of it a million times, like, you know what? You can always try it. So I started writing it, and I let my mom look at it, and it was like, you're on to something, but let's switch this up. So yeah, she would correct all my grammar and do all the editorial work.
That teacher in her.
that teacher in her. And after she had passed in 2019, I saw that my manuscript was on her bed. And I said to myself, okay, I gotta finish it. it. She put her work in it, her blood, sweat, and tears. So I need to go ahead and do that to honor her. So then COVID happened, because I was like, when am I gonna have time? And COVID happened, and so I had time. And then but time.
We got time now. We in the house.
So, and people ask me all the time, I don't know anything about my natural hair. I don't know what I'm doing, et cetera, et cetera. So it prompted me to finish it. It's called I Want to Go Natural Now What? It is on Amazon. You can get it on Amazon. And it's really teaching people about their hair and what kind of stylist to look for, what kind of product to look for. It's not really soliciting me, myself, or my product line, but what's best for you, because I really believe that, my stuff might not always be the best thing for you. You can find something anywhere that's fitting for you and your lifestyle. So that's what that does. And it was a labor of love. It came out right, I think it was like November of COVID, like the year of COVID, and
2020.
Yeah, it's been a blessing ever since, because it's allowed me to write for different magazines and just do so many different things with it, just because I can say the author.
Yeah. Yeah. Y'all go write a book if you want more opportunities to be in the limelight. You want more opportunities to get your work shown. Go write a book. I need to take my own advice, huh? I've been thinking about, I got so many books in here. I need to go ahead and do that. But so very inspiring. Thank you for sharing that. And I think you recognize in a moment where, my condolences to you on your mom passing, but when you realize that the book was on her bed, it's like, okay, I got to carry this on, because she was actually if it's on her bed, she fully invested in it. She was probably in the active that week or that day or the day before, actively looking at what she could do to help you advance that book. So that's pretty dope that you carried that forward. What was the name of the book again?
It's I Want to Go Natural Now What?
I Want to Go Natural Now What? By Crystle Jones-Bond. Y'all go look that up on Amazon.com if you want to go natural and you got the question of what do I do now? All right. Awesome. Just like here on the ride, I understand that you desire to inspire others through your work. I saw a clip where when through searching your social media, you were looks like you were teaching a class or presenting to a class of women, and you mentioned you wanted to use the information to inspire them. What does inspiring others mean to you, and in what ways are you seeking to inspire people?
Any way I can inspire, I would love to. When I was growing up and wanted to be a hairstylist, that's all I thought about, sitting behind the chair. And until I got to find people outside of my community, um, like Kim Kimball is one of my favorite hairstylists. Monet Everett is one of my favorite hairstylists, and so many more, that we can actually see and actually know that they're working in multifaceted and multi hyphenated things in the community and in this industry. And so when I thought to myself, wow, if they can do it, I saw them put together a salon. I saw them go on set. I saw them do editorial shoots. Then it gave me permission to actually bring and put to. And so that's all I do when I'm asked to go speak at hair schools. That's what I talk about. I talk about professionalism. I talk about networking. I talk about the foundation of how to get there because it's a long journey. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it's a fact of inspiring the next generation to not just want to stand behind the chair or just own a salon or just do certain things, but to say, have you ever thought about being a platform artist? Do you know what that is? Have you ever thought about being on a magazine and doing hair for magazines? How do you get there? That kind of thing. And it always brings me joy to see them have that aha moment and go, okay, this is possible.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's admirable that someone with your level of experience and all of the many different things that you do, that you're not necessarily hoarding the information and your knowledge to yourself. You actually want to inspire other women to take whatever their journey is, but specifically if it's in hair care, to take it beyond from behind the chair and actually do more with it. Because I agree that, as a hairstylist, you have many opportunities to advance your knowledge. Like you said, you're a chemist creating your own products. You're doing, celebrity hairstyles behind the scenes for different shows, in publications and on TV, educating people, writing a book, and then, creating platforms for other hairstylists to, expose their work and their talent. I just think that's very, very admirable and commendable. Y'all go tap into Miss Crystle Jones-Bond. If you are a hairstylist and you want to advance beyond from behind the chair, she's definitely a good person to connect with. I interviewed earlier. Was it earlier this season? Yeah, earlier in when I say this season, I mean the season of season 4, Artisans at Revisit Your Dreams. Kiana Johnson, she's a natural hairstylist out of Washington, D.C. She wrote a book as well called Coming of Age. I think it was Coming of Age, a guide for natural hair care for teens or something like. I can't remember that. You might be. Are you familiar with that book?
I know her. I love her.
Oh, you know Kiana Johnson?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay. I'm talking like I'm introducing you to somebody you don't even know. But but that's dope. I thought it was very interesting to get to hear her story and her journey and how she came to that. And she's also on the what made me bring her up is your desire to inspire others beyond just being a hairstylist, because she's also doing the same thing in different ways and different platforms. So I think that's amazing. We need more of that in the world, for people to take what they know and take their passion and help others, explore, beyond their current circumstances to, do that and advance it forward, especially for in our community. I don't think there's enough, even though there's quite a few. I don't think there's enough women and or men who have the knowledge and are willing to share it, instead of looking at other hairstylists as competition.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I think that's amazing. And once you establish yourself in an arena, you are confident about who your clients are, how they trust in you, how, no matter what, Susie Q up the street who learned from you, you know, they not getting ready to run to Susie Q just because you taught Susie Q the game. You know, Crystle Jones-Bond is who it is for me. So I think that's pretty powerful. All right. This is, you know, the interview is rolling pretty fast, and I don't mind. I know you're a busy woman. I got things going on, but I'm enjoying it so much. We got a few more questions though.
Sure.
Crystle, here's a more serious, thought-provoking question for you.
Okay.
What is your greatest fear in life?
Oh my gosh.
I know it's a little heavy after what we just talked about, but
oh my gosh. You know what? I have always had a fear of being successful, to be honest with you. Like imposter syndrome and just not so much fear of failing, but fear of being like you constantly have to remake yourself, reinvent yourself doing these type of things, and you have to take risks and you have to take like you got to trust yourself, and that's a hard thing to do. So I'm constantly in fear. I have the best husband ever who always talks me out of certain things. Like, for example, the first time I actually got to work with my CMA artist, Ashley Amber, we were on a vacation. And for some reason, she popped up on my social media. And I was like, she's in Nashville. Oh, I would love to play in her hair. And I was like, I wonder if she has a I do.
Play in her hair. I like that.
And so I wondered if she had a stylist because she had like just moved here within a year. And I was like, you know what? I could email her. And then I talked myself out of it. And then I told my husband, I said, hey, you know, I saw this lady. I mean, her hair is absolutely phenomenal. I would love to do it. But she probably already has a stylist. Let's go to dinner. And he's like, so we're not going to dinner until you email her. Thanks.
Yeah, you like, I'm hungry, man. Shoot.
So I went on and emailed her, and like 3 weeks later, she called and she's like, I've been looking for somebody just like you. So it was Kismic, and he's always been like that. My mom has always been like that. My brother has always been like that, to be sounding boards when I'm not 100% confident. My mentors are always there to give me that foundation to be, you know, that person. Like my first CMA party, I was texting my mentor, and she just said, if you weren't supposed to be in the room, you wouldn't be in the room. So go have fun. And, you know, so you need that foundation to conquer your fear. And also, I'm a very spiritual person, pray all the time, you know, that kind of deal. But it's also great to have earthly people to believe you and see you for who you are and push you forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of us deal with imposter syndrome a little bit, especially when you're entering into a new environment, or you're embarking upon advancing your ideas to another level. It seems like, well, you know, I've only been doing this for X amount of years or X amount of months, or who am I? I don't have this degree or that degree, or I don't know this person or that person. I've never been to this location, and I think. You know, it's inspiring, to say the least, your story. You know, I like the fact that your husband put you on the spot and basically like, we ain't going to eat until you send that email, you know. I think that's pretty cool, because you need people like that in your corner to help you, because as a creative, as an entrepreneur, as a person who's driven, you know, sometimes we get stuck in our own bubble of space in our own head that, you know, this is who we are, and we don't know a lot beyond this, even though we have desires beyond this. And then to step into that realm, you're like, you know, what do I look like asking her to be her hairstylist, and she's an artist of this caliber, or, you know, she may already have an artist, you know, I mean, a hairstylist and things like that. So, man, very inspiring audience that are watching. I hope that you're inspired, just to step out of your comfort zone, just to be willing to give it a shot. Imposter syndrome is a real thing, but it doesn't have to be, if you just embrace the challenge of moving forward. And you'll find most of the time that you are not an imposter, that most people see you for exactly who you think you are if you portray yourself and you present yourself in that way. So that's pretty dope, Crystle. All right, Miss Jones-Bond, we're getting ready to have a little bit of fun before we wrap it up here, okay? But just like every other guest this season, I can't just let you hop up in the ride and hop about the ride without having a little fun with you, revisit your dream style. Okay. So it's time for another installment of Off Top. Let's get it.
Good grief. Okay.
All right, Crystle, here's how this goes. I call out the name of a person, place, or thing, and you tell us in 30 seconds or less the first thing that comes to mind. Off top.
Got it? Want to be in my mind. Okay, come.
All right. It'll be pretty easy for you. All right, here we go. Off top, the Master Pioneer Awards.
The Master Pioneer Award was a very innovative experience, something I screamed about when I first found out I was getting the award.
And just a little bit further for those watching and for me, because I did find this through searching your social media. What were the Master Pioneer Awards? What is that award presented for?
So it is a stylist award, stylist nominating stylists, which is, such a humbling experience because, you're amongst your peers and your peers telling you that you are a pioneer. Mine was more of the rookie coming into it versus a lot of people that got theirs were legacy. They have been doing it. But for someone to say, okay, you're next, you're the rookie of the year, was phenomenal for me. It was such a huge honor. A lot of my relatives showed up in DC just to surprise me and to see me win my award and dedicate it to my mom. And so I was floored to actually get that award, to, even be in spaces that people felt like I needed to get a Rookie of the Year award.
That's dope. That's so dope. Is that an event that occurs every year, annually?
Every other year.
Every other year.
Mm-hmm.
That's even more exclusive. So very good. Congratulations to you. I know that was a huge honor. Anytime you're recognized, it's always an honor. But when you're recognized by your peers, man, that's saying something. Yeah. That's saying something. You're no longer an imposter. All right, cool. That was the Master Pioneer Awards. All right, off top, Black country music star Ashley Amber.
Like I said, I wanted to play in her hair. So I told you the story of how we got connected. We've been connected ever since. And people that have loved her hair, she's always been like, hey, Crystle Jones-Bond does my hair. And it has been such a network of love. I've gotten so many opportunities just because of how outstanding she is. And my hairstyles are on her. So, I just love what I do. I really do.
That's so cool. Y'all go look up Ashley Amber, and when you see her hairstyles, this woman right here, she pretty much did most of those hairstyles, I imagine. That's pretty awesome. All right, that was Black country music star Ashley Amber. All right, next up, off top, Tuskegee University's ban on do-rags and bonnets.
I actually applaud that. I was raised by my grandparents, and my grandmother told me I couldn't leave the house without putting myself together. So walking out into the community now and seeing so many people in pajamas and their slippers and their slides and sweatpants and their do-rags and their bonnets, I just feel like my grandmother is just rolling over in her grave. And so I actually do applaud it. I really do know that, you don't want to get ready in the morning. I was in college too. Don't think I'm judging. I knew what it took to, roll out of bed and put myself together, at least halfway decent. So I'm not judging, but I really think it allows them to go backwards a little bit. I think, again, when I go to classes and stuff, I talk about professionalism. I talk about networking. I talk about all that type of stuff. And presenting yourself to the world in a way that will get you to the next moment. And when you're walking around in your sweatpants and your bonnet, there is no way a person is going to say, I want to hire them, or I want them to be an intern for me, or whatever. Because present yourself in a way that says you're prepared for the next level. So I really, really, really applaud that, to be honest.
Yeah. I'm glad you had a very sincere take on that subject matter. I applaud it as well. My mom, I grew up in a hairstylist household. My mom wouldn't let me go outside without combing my hair first, brushing my hair first, making sure I'm looking decent. And, when I got older, my dad was like, don't wear that do-rag out the house. Don't wear that do-rag. I was like, Dad, I'm just getting in the car. I'll take it off before I get to work. But he wasn't playing about that. So he was serious about it. So man, thank you for that. That was Tuskegee University's ban on do-rags and bonnets. All right. Next one, off top. The author of the book, My Leadership Legacy, Miss Monica Shotwell.
Off top, all love. Oh my gosh. We met. She was my client before she was my sister, play sister, and greatest friend. And to be honest, we sat years ago in my salon dreaming of these moments, talking about these moments, like, hey, you should do this, you should do workshops, you should do this. And to be on the journey together and see each other thrive is, the most joyful thing. Just seeing each other blossom into great humans. I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of her. She's stepping out her comfort zone. And I told her then she has a lot to offer the world. So I'm excited because I see her doing her workshops in front of so many companies and getting paid a whole bunch of money for it, to help them get back to what leadership is and how to do organization in the company settings, because I'm seeing a little lackadaisy there. So yeah, I will call her and say, hey, I was in your old store. They need you back.
They over here tripping, man. They need you back. They need that whip back in here. Man, that's awesome, man. I love Miss Mo so much. I only got a chance to work with her for about a little over a year at the hotel. Yeah. But, she saw enough in me to, invite me to be a speaker at the leadership conferences that we mentioned earlier here in Murfreesboro. And I am also very proud of her. I'm glad to say I knew her before that book released. I'm not sure if I knew her before she started on the journey of writing it, but, to hear about her in the process of creating that book and her mindset about leadership. I was the manager of the hotel. She was working with me. And I don't say people working for me, but she was, I was the manager. She wasn't the manager, but man, she kept me on my toes. We had so many conversations about leadership and things like that. So I love Miss Mo. Thank you very much for that take on the author of the book, My Leadership Legacy, Miss Monica Shotwell. All right, next up, off top, Madam C.J. Walker.
Madam C.J. Walker. One of the very first women that I learned about that was iconic to the hair industry. And then Netflix did a whole movie on her, and Octavia slayed it. She just slayed it. And so I did reports on this woman when I was a kid, when they did Black History Month, because I already knew where I was going. I was going to go be Madam C.J. Walker. And then to learn there's so many other women that have been pioneers in this space just as long, but didn't get to say their name. Women that have done just as many great things, and many Harlem. I think there was a Harlem lady that had her first multi-million-dollar salon. There's so many that haven't been talked about, but there's so much that has formed this industry, and Madam C.J. Walker is one of them. If you walk into a black salon, you're gonna see a picture of Madam C.J. Walker. You're gonna see. I actually have a Barbie doll. I don't have a picture, but I have the Barbie of Madam C.J. Walker in my salon because it brings you, it grounds you to say, okay, this is where it started. This is somebody that did this before social media, before anything that connected us. She made a whole brand universal before any of that, and so it really grounds you to hear that name, and humbles you to say, if she can do it when we had very limited resources, you can do it. And we got social media, we got DMs, we got email, we got so many things that can connect us now. So that's take on Madam C.J. Walker.
Yeah, thank you for that take on Madam C.J. Walker. Ironically, because I grew up in a household where my mom was a hairstylist, my grandmother was a hairstylist. I told you there was, on the weekends, I would spend time with my grandmother. She lived right next door to me, but she owned the salon. Mm-hmm. So she wasn't working on the weekends. My mom was working on the weekends. But I also did reports on Madam C.J. Walker when I was in elementary school because of who my mom, my grandmother were. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like they do a Black History Month. We got to do a book report. You're going to do Madam C.J. Walker. I'm like, okay. All right, Grammy, I got it. So thank you for that take on Madam C.J. Walker. If y'all never heard that name, especially if you're Black, I don't know, you tripping. You need to go look up Madam C.J. Walker, because she is the reason why there are Black hairstylists. She is the reason why you have Black hair care products. She is the reason why there's free enterprise centered around, Black people's hair. Madam C.J. Walker is. So thank you for that. All right. Following that up, next up, off top, the Crown Act.
Oh, I love it. I love that women went to legislation to make sure that we are treated equally for the way our hair grows out of our scalp. I mean, I'm a natural hairstylist. It's my passion for curls. But I was relaxed once. I was relaxed for many, many years, actually. And there's nothing wrong with women that decide relaxer is for them. There's nothing wrong with women wearing braids and wearing locks and all of the things that our hair has so many versatility to do. And so when someone stepped up and said, this should not be a reason why you don't get promoted, this should not be a reason that the conduct in our handbook says unnatural looking styles, that kind of verbiage was different. It was limiting. And so when they put the Crown Act out, and California was the first to say, yeah, we don't go for that. You could have been at my house. I was celebrating.
Yeah. You like the 49ers won the Super Bowl. I know I'm in Tennessee, but hey, we won.
We won. Somebody said something for us. And so many other states decided to go ahead and sign it as well. And so now it gives us permission. It gives us places where we can show up as our authentic selves in so many different ways. Because it was really hurtful to hear women that wanted to have locks had to worry about being a lawyer and being taken seriously. And so they would literally cut their locks off become judges and then grow their locks back, or, that kind of thing. It was just disheartening to hear that you had to choose between what your hair did versus the job you had in this professional atmosphere. So I applaud it. I am here for it. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't, growing up as a kid, being around the shop, I grew up seeing lots of women come into the shop getting their hair done. And most of the styles, so every now and then there'll be some kind of relaxed styles, but most of them was like pressing curls or, just straightening the hair up, and they come in there and the hair be like this and they leave and the hair is all like, man, I know what that smell. I know that smell. I know the irons, the combs, the hot combs, man, all that stuff, man. So familiar to me. But, and I do recall at times hearing conversations where people would say to my mom or my grandmother, I can't go to work like this. I got to get this done. I got to be at work tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Can you fit me in? It's Saturday night and they about to close in an hour. Can you fit me in? Can you see me tomorrow, kind of thing? And I didn't really understand that part of it until I became an adult. But yeah, it made sense that back then it was kind of frowned upon in the corporate settings to walk in there with an afro, to walk in there with your hair styled in any kind of natural way. You kind of had to look the part, like everybody else. So yeah, kudos to the Crown Act. I think it's amazing. And it's also I think the Crown Act is responsible for helping to liberate people in many different ways, not just in their hair. Allows them to be more of themselves and more comfortable in themselves, and maybe even advance further in their careers because they don't have to go to work pretending to be something. They can go being their authentic selves. So that's dope. That was the Crown Act. All right, last one off top. The future of a swage.
Ooh, the future of a swage. I don't know what the future of a swage is because I don't know what my future looks like. There's so many things that are starting to take a foot. Like, I never even dreamed I would be on set doing hair. So that has kind of pulled me away from the salon more often. I never dreamed that I would not be working in the salon, so having a swage and being on set, it's been a little complicated, and trying to make sure I have products that I created for them to make sure they have things to function. So I don't know. I know a swage will live on. I don't know if it will be this version. It might branch into a different type of version, but it will always be around because it's my love language. I am trying to act like I know tech and start doing like classes on online to help people learn more about natural hair, business, avant-garde hairstyles, that kind of stuff, so that part of the Swage legacy doesn't die. Because I built this to help new generations of stylists come in and learn how to function in this industry, because it can be challenging.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely can be challenging. For with our people particularly, it can be challenging, especially when it comes to the competition side of it. People seeing you as competition as opposed to a resource or a helping hand or somebody you could collaborate with in the future. So that's dope. That was the future of a swage. And hopefully we'll see a swage on a larger platform at some point with Miss Crystle Jones-Bond educating people around the world, not just in Middle Tennessee, with her knowledge and experience. Thank you very much for taking that ride with us. That was a fun journey. I hope you enjoyed the journey, but you did awesome on all of those questions and all of those topics. So thank you very much. I look forward to. I love that this segment so much because I get to learn a lot more about you as an individual. So thank you very much.
Live it.
All right. Final ride. Last question.
Okay.
If you were to give a TED talk
Ooh.
to a room of aspiring young hairstylists who desired to one day become an award-winning celebrity hairstylist, product chemist, and salon owner such as yourself, what advice or encouragement would you give them to help optimize their journey and potential?
Start the dream as early as you can. I think that I knew I wanted to be a hairstylist, but all of this extra was added to me. I think I thought possibilities of doing this, and this, but never really honoring it, really. So when these things presented itself to me, I had no confidence in it. So I would start dreaming now and start putting that path together to say, okay, once I start doing hair, I'm going to do hair for this amount of years, and then I'm going to figure out how to start owning my salon. Then I'm going to start doing this and start doing that. And have a village. Have a village, because that's the best thing I could have ever imagined. My mentors take classes all the time, and gain mentors, gain people that you can talk to in areas where you're not familiar. My mentors have launched me into some great positions, great things that I never even thought could be possible. So I would say yes, take all the classes you can. If you're curious about it, go ahead and take it. Put it in your back pocket, and then when you need it, you've already taken the class, and you can go ahead and do it on the spot. Let's see, a TED Talk. Good grief! Yeah, that would be it.
Yeah, no, a TED Talk definitely is can be as short or as long as you want it to be when you're on that stage. But you said a lot, and definitely in the course of this interview, you've talked about going back to school, taking classes, learning how to create products, put chemicals together to make the product that you want. You talked about learning from previous job opportunities and taking that knowledge and advancing it. You even talked about, in your response here, you talked about mentors. I think that's great. Having mentors, having people in the space that can encourage you, that can motivate you and help to educate you. And then even like in your case, provide opportunities for you that you might not have otherwise been exposed to if you hadn't had those people in your life. And one of them in particular being your mother, who, was a big mentor of yours in the education side, and, a big piece of why, you've written that book and released and published that book. So very good, very encouraging. If you guys are out there watching and listening, if you have any young hairstylists, male or female, because we know we have hairstylists on both sides. This is someone who is very encouraging, very inspiring, and one day you may be able to tap into her social media and get some education, peel out of her brain, because she's got a lot of experiences. I'm just so honored to have had you on this episode of Revisit Your Dreams, Crystle. So thank you very much for all of the great education, all of the fun. I told y'all, maybe a few laughs, but we always gonna laugh on Revisit Your Dreams. I don't believe in it being a stuffy interview. So I hope you enjoyed it as well, Crystle. But thank you very much for your time. But we're going to wrap it up here. I'm going to give you the opportunity to talk to our audience. Anything you'd like for them to know, any contacts you want to share, any products you want to promote, your book, send them to your social media platforms. Tell them where your suites are. It's totally up to you, but the platform is yours.
So I would just say follow me on IG, Crystle Jones-Bond, CRYSTLE. Yeah, I'm fancy. And
You
so
fancy,
you
huh?
can find me on IG. And if you have questions, I am all about the DM. So I will try my hardest to answer you as soon as I see them. So I'm not opposed. I like to pour into a whole lot of people. So follow me on IG, follow me on Facebook. Not really on TikTok a lot. I'm gonna get back on it, but follow my stuff.
And one more time, the name of your book so people can go find it on Amazon.
I Want to Go Natural Now What?
I Want to Go Natural Now What by Crystle Jones-Bond. That book is available on Amazon.com. Thank you so much, Crystle. This was a fun time. And even though it was a compact period of time, most interviews go kind of over an hour, maybe an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes.
Really?
I love the compact nature of an hour-long episode because, we just get straight to the point, power punch responses, and impactful responses. So thank you so much for this amazing interview. It's been great to have you on this episode of Revisit Your Dreams. For those of you watching, I hope that you enjoyed this episode. I hope that you got something from it. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel, to like it, and to share it with someone who you also know may get something from it, especially if you know someone who's in the hair care industry, someone who is looking for a hairstylist, or someone who is learning to start their own business, want to write a book, or want to advance their career in the natural hair care field. We are excited about what we have going on here in season 4, and I hope you keep tapping in with us. I want to express extreme gratitude to you for viewing this episode. Thank you for your viewership and engagement. We have grown to nearly 190 subscribers. We're a little bit away from 250, which is our goal by the end of season 4. I'm not so tied into the number as much. I'm tied into the fact that each individual viewer, each individual subscriber get something out of this content, because the whole goal is to inspire as many people as possible. And when people come to the channel and they see X amount of subscribers, it just encourages them to watch and learn. And that's the whole goal. So thank you very much. I truly appreciate you being here and tapping in with us today. And lastly, if you know someone who is on their journey in the pursuit of their dreams, I want to encourage you to encourage them to keep going and keep growing, because you never know when their dream might become a dream that might make all of our lives even better. As a reminder, our shows air each Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for everybody out there on the West Coast. I want to thank you again for joining us on this episode of Revisit Your Dreams, and we'll see you again real soon. One love. We out.